Alrighty guys, welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick. Today we have the Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum from 2016. It's released to coincide with the Doctor Strange movie. This is set number 76060. Contains 358 pieces, 3 minifigures, and retails for $29.99. Now the build here is the interior of the Sanctum Sanctorum, and it's a decent little playset style build. It really is just the interior, because the back looks like a really bad wall. The window looks good from the front, but as you can see, it's built a little bare bones on the back. There's really nothing to cover the edges of the swords that you don't get to see from the front. And you do have these little pieces that stick out that are a play feature. We'll show you what those do from the front, as well as this gear system and this little lever kind of on the back, but you'll see that all in a second. First though, there is a really good level of detail in the interior portion of this. It's got, starting on this side, a little pile of papers on the ground. These hinges, I kind of wish they would have been done in white because it would have blended in with the letters, but I mean, it's not bad. They all have some stickers on there, so they're not the printed letters. And then we have one that is addressed to Doctor Strange, handwritten. There is a chest right in front of the wall. You can't open it while it's attached there because of the fact that LEGO chests need room backwards to open. Inside we have a key and a gem. There is a second key included as a spare because that's how keys are in LEGO. And then up here we come to our first little play feature. And this, you can move it up and down, and I guess kind of twist it side to side. But what this is really for is Doctor Strange's Cloak of Levitation. You take off the Technic ball piece and you put the cloak on there just like you would around a minifigure's neck, and then you reattach the ball so it doesn't come falling off. And then you can move it around and make it look like it's alive on its own. You can push this through to move it outwards and everything, and then move it up and down. It's a cool little feature, I guess, and it will sit there nicely by itself if you want to just leave it on the wall and have Doctor Strange before, either before he finds the cloak or just while he's not wearing it, you can have him just sitting around here. And, it's kind of cool. I think I'd prefer to have, Doctor Strange with his cloak on, but we'll take a look at that with the figures later. The bookcases have some interesting stuff on them. Not sure what all of them are supposed to be, but there is a little crystal gem piece, maybe has some magical powers, and a top hat, as well as some books on the bottom shelf, which are made with jumper plates, so you just got some in different colors going across there. The desk in the center of the room has 2 candles on it, which, they look alright. Would have been nice to see the brand new candle pieces, but those come out 2 years after the set does. And on the table, we have a Stark Industries letter and a sticker with the Wi-Fi password, Shambhala, which is a really nice Easter egg to the movie there. There is, a good build for the window, as well as a nice little goblet there, and a bottle, the similar build for the bookcase, another bottle down there, and a skull. Before we get to the obvious portal monster, there are some books here on the ground, done with stickers for the Book of the Invisible Sun, 2 printed maps that are different, as well as the Codex Imperium, which I believe is supposed to be an important Doctor Strange thing. It did appear in the movie, but I think we'll probably see it again in maybe the sequel. And then we have this big sticker here, which is kind of hard to see with the portal monster, but it's cool. It's got a good design on there. I don't know what else you could use it for, but it's cool. We'll get back to this in a second, I promise, but there is also one more play feature here, and that is with these trans-clear objects. You can stick your minifigure on there, and then from the back, you can, control them, move them up and down, make them look like they are levitating or floating around, which works okay. I wish it would have been like on a ball joint maybe, so that you could twist it back and forth. You kind of can, but the only play you're getting is from unclipping it, so it makes it less sturdy and doesn't work as well. But you do have an identical feature here, so you can do this with both Strange and the Ancient One, or Baron Mordo. You can just do it with multiple figures. And then back to the portal monster here. Now, this didn't appear in the movie at all, so completely inaccurate, but it does have a really cool feature where as you twist it, the tentacles will turn back and forth. Those eye pieces are printed, and they were brand new for this set. I believe they've since appeared in one other. I'm not sure what, but I don't believe they're exclusive here anymore. But they are really cool, and you do get an extra one in this set. So that's a cool little thing to include here. The other set that this particular print was included in is the Milano versus the Obelisk. So like for the little other portal monster, I guess. But yeah, the one thing that's cool with this, if you put a figure inside the center, as you twist it, it'll get close enough to hold onto the figure, and then you can drop him. And whoa! He got back on his feet. The first figure, and the star of the set, is Doctor Strange. And he is a pretty cool looking minifig. I mean, he's got the, the cloak of levitation, which is cool, cool cut of cape. It's a little bit hard to put on, so for that reason I appreciate that for the Infinity War Sanctum Sanctorum, they split it into two pieces and had the bottom as like the softer cape material. But I do think that this, looks good and works pretty well. So, I mean, not a bad thing by any means, but does make things a little bit more difficult. The really, really cool accessories that he has here are these printed discs with, the Doctor Strange spells on there. Those are a really awesome piece. They are exclusive to this set, and they didn't reuse them for Infinity War yet. So, I mean, still a desirable piece, I'd say. The torso and leg printing is the same as the Infinity War variant of Stephen Strange. So, I mean, I'm not going to say that's disappointing, because these are really good prints. It does make them, or this guy, a little bit less exclusive to this set, which I don't think is a bad thing. I would have liked to see dual molding for his legs. Maybe if they updated that in Infinity War, that would have been awesome, but we don't get it. You don't see a ton of his side, though, because of the cape. Kind of blocks it from one angle. So, again, it's not awful. The Eye of Agamotto is printed, front and center on his torso. And he does have some back printing on his torso and face, which you can see right there with the cape reversed. I like the angry expression. I think that works well. And there's also a little bit of printing on his hair. This hairpiece is not very accurate at all to the movie appearance of Benedict Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange, but it does, look similar to the comic version, and it was used for Ra's al Ghul in the same release wave for DC Comics instead of Marvel superheroes. So, I mean, I think it was probably them just being lazy because they didn't have enough new prints to make available to create the other hairpiece and print it. But it doesn't look awful. I just really appreciate that they do end up actually fixing this for the Infinity War Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown. And the other two figures included are Baron Mordo, or Carl Mordo, and the Ancient One. Both of these figures are alright. Baron Mordo, I like his hairpiece, the use of the fin hairpiece from, The Force Awakens. The Ancient One, really great hairpiece there, as in none at all. But I think that's perfectly appropriate for the character. Accessories, as far as they go, Baron Mordo just gets a staff, which is but the Ancient One gets these really, 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 really cool transparent fans with, the magic symbols. They're printed on one side, so from one side they're a little bit blurry, the symbols. But it's really hard to pick up on camera, and you really have to look at it very carefully. So, I think that they're really cool. They were reused in a Mulan set for Disney Princess, but, they're a very, very cool accessory. The costume for Mordo here is pretty good and accurate to the movie. The Ancient One's not as much, but it's still a cool outfit, and I like the level of detail in both of these prints. On Mordo, it lines up really well through the hip piece. And on the Ancient One, I like how, they print some pearl gold on gold, I think, is what it looks like. Which gets you kind of this metallic shine from certain angles. And then I believe those lines that aren't as shiny are just showing the plastic color of the torso, which is cool. And the leg print as well is nice and a good level of opacity on the purple legs, so that's cool. And then just taking a look at their back prints, also the Mordo's face is cool, face print. And he does get an alternate expression on the back, which is a little bit angrier, and yeah, again, you can see good prints. There is some back printing on the back of the Ancient One's head. So, I think that these figures are both pretty cool. I've heard that Baron Mordo is a relatively popular-ish Doctor Strange villain in the comics, so I wouldn't be surprised to see him return in a Doctor Strange 2 set, or maybe Doctor Strange 3, or in the future of the MCU, I think we'll see him return. The Ancient One, we probably won't get a figure of her ever again, so, it's cool to get in this set. This is a very, very interesting superhero set, because we've got 3 figures, they're all exclusive, and they're all pretty cool. We've got, a crazy portal monster thing, but no real actual bad guy figures. And we have an interesting interior build with a couple of, kind of cool-ish play features. It's a little bit strange. I mean, this is not what we typically get from the superheroes theme. We'll typically get some vehicles or, just a super simple-ish playset with some good guys and bad guys that they can fight. This set's kind of neither of those things, but I think it's done really well. I think it looks pretty good on display. There are a couple of play features that don't look super, great from the front, but you can easily just take them out. You can just leave this piece out, and if you have 2 tan 1x1 bricks, you're all set. Because, they really don't take up a ton of space, and they look cool. The Portal Monster is a little bit of a weird inclusion, but that was probably based off concept art for the movie, which, never actually made it into reality. So, we can't really complain too much about the inaccuracy of this section, because, they plan these sets, they design them months, years before the movie comes out, so, they only have so much information to work with, which, would explain the inaccuracies in some of the stuff here, but they do have some great Easter eggs in the set too, like Shambhala, and, it's a good-looking playset, I think, and looks pretty good on a shelf, too. So, and it's also kind of fun to play with. So, I don't have too many complaints here. I think that kids probably won't like it as much as some other, superhero sets, like the Ant-Man set. Probably more fun for kids than this one, I'd think. And, the similar price range, let's see, like the Hawkeye and Hydra tank set from Age of Ultron, that kind of stuff is probably a little bit more fun. The Hulkbuster too, but this I think is good. I think kids won't appreciate it as much as adults will. So those are my final thoughts on the Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum Showdown set. Not bad for $30, but they did clearance them out at Targets over the 2017 Christmas season. Well, after it, so I guess early 2018. But so you could get them for like $20 or $15, which is what I paid for it. And I think at that price, it's definitely a worthy set to buy. So hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys all next time. Bye, everyone.